Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the Library of IMU that kindly invited me over to this Resources Day of IMU to share a bit on especially the themes of the Library Day. The Resources Day of this year for IMU Library is focusing very much on the e-learning. So therefore, I think it should be more appropriate for me to share a little bit and also some insight on how Elsevier's plays a role in the digitalization in teaching, learning, and research, enrich learning experience. So as introduced by the MC of the day today, I'm Benny. I'm the platform consultant for Science and Scopus from Elsevier. Yeah, so I will be probably taking an hour to share with you on a bit on the digitalization in teaching, learning, and research. So first and foremost, right, when we are talking about the teaching, it is very much related to the fundamental knowledge delivery. Therefore, we should look a bit on the importance of the fundamental knowledge. Yeah. First of all, what is the science literacy? It is an understanding of scientific concepts and processes in a way that inform one's ability to make decisions, participate in civic and cultural affairs, and contribute to economic productivity. So this is the very, very basic foundations of the science literacies that everyone should know, especially as the academicians or lecturers. Yeah. So the three pillars of the science literacy consist of the following. First of all, the understanding of content knowledge. So this part of the pillar, the first one is basically based on the basic facts, scientific theories, discipline-specific vocabulary, and technical terms. And then the second one is the understanding of scientific practices. And for this second part of pillar on the scientific practices is based on formulating the hypothesis, analyzing the data, engaging in evidence-based arguments. And the third one is the understanding of science as a social process. Criteria for expertise, the role of scholarship and peer review, social and gender influences on mainstream science. So if there is no proper knowledge on the science literacy, especially for students, that will be a lot of trouble out there that could be created. So as what we know, there are a lot of bad science out there, and these bad science out there came from predatory journals, the journal article that has been published without a proper peer review by the subject expert. So we are unaware of whether the authenticity of the result or the findings, is it the facts or not. And the second one could be came from the poor quality of books or book chapters published in non-review or poor quality platform. So as a publishers, we are very, very much aware on these concerns, and all of the contents that published by Elsevier will be gone through, be it journals articles or be it books that to be used for teaching or research, will be gone through a proper and stringent peer review process. And of course, there is also a lot of myth about science that people consider to be facts. And they are based on one single finding that is not substantial enough, and that was later on will be debunked by scientists upon further investigations. Yeah. And also, the science literacy or science facts allow us to do critique research, separating theory from evidence-based claim, and discerns the reliability of science. Yeah. And nowadays, when we are talking about the e-learning, the materials used for the teaching and learning has also been transformed and changed. Yeah, the book nowadays has no longer be the printed books during my time, during your time, or during some other people's time, where we have to carry the handy book, printed books, textbooks into the classroom, to attend the lecture. And now the books has been transformed into the electronic format, and it can be viewed via laptop, tablets. The student nowadays will just probably carrying a laptop or the tablets into the class for their learning purposes. In Science Direct, if everyone have not aware yet, actually in Science Direct Elsevier, we're not just having journal article alone. So for your information also, Science Direct also containing ebooks that supports all level of education. You can just find the ebooks as easy as how you download and find your journal articles. So during the end of the sessions, I probably will walk you through a simple way of how to find the relevant book for the teaching and learning purpose. Yeah. So first and foremost, as what we know, for ebooks, we have different categories of ebooks. We have major reference work, we have textbooks, we have ebooks, we have book series. So all of this serving different purpose and serving different level of audience. So start from the very basic one, from the top, most bottom. Major reference work is a comprehensive foundational introduction to discipline and what we so call encyclopedia as well. And then moving up, we have textbooks, or we have text reference hybrids. So for textbook, we all know that is the pedagogical examinations or a didactic presentation of key subject area concepts and methods. But at the same time, ebooks would also be used to be used as the materials of the teaching and learning based on the subjects and based on the situation of some of the university or some of the lecturers. Yeah, because ebooks is complete advanced detailed descriptions, providing depth in subject area as well as compendium of information, data set for field or technique, providing quick answer on the jobs. So whether the book can be used as a teaching and learning materials or teaching and learning references or not is fully all depending on these lectures that he or she might be the subject expert to determine or to decide whether this particular book it is to be used for their teaching and learning purpose or not. Yeah. So some of the university will say book A under the categories of ebooks will be suitable to be used in the classroom learning, but not for University B and C. And same goes to University B and C may think book A is suitable to be used in the teaching and learning for classroom, but University A might not find it suitable. So vice versa, depending on the subject matters, depending on the subject expert that who are doing the teaching and learning process. So for Science Direct, the Science Direct ebook empower each student's unique education path. So we do have the content or the reference materials or ebooks to support the early university stage, where this category of the early university stage is basically focusing on the experience on foundational courses, introduction to a broad range of subjects and field, limited depth of content, and less space for original works. And when we moving up to advanced university, yeah, such as like final years or final year projects, yeah, they should be coming out with their own dissertations or some sort of assignments, focusing on group projects, more engagement in the specific field of study. And at this part of the time, it would be supported by the books and course pack as well from Science Direct, and would be starting to use up the database from Elsevier probably, involving academic journals, and slowly moving up to graduate school and professional research. It will be mostly focusing on independent projects, personalized path of study, move toward original works and research. So at this point of time, you'll be using books and journal equally together at this stage of your research. Yeah. So Science Direct ebooks empower each student unique education path, start from early to advanced to graduate school and eventually up to professional research level. Science Direct integrates the content and technology and analytics. So whenever you have the answer, yeah, you can just type in, the keywords, some of the vocabulary, some of the technical terms that you wanted to find further into the search column, and it will be effectively answered by Science Direct based on the scientific questions that you asked. So the question that you asked and the answer might provide that to be provided by Science Direct would be coming from you know, all the references and all the contents from SciDirect, example, major reference work, as I mentioned just now, ebooks, book series, as well as journals. And eventually you can then filter on later to see which are the types of the content that's suitable for you to be downloaded and used. And this will help in improving the learning efficiencies in the classroom, perhaps. So the next part, what I would like to show you is the SciDirect ebooks for teaching and learning. So example, I think this course is very much related to IMU. I believe every basic medical science would study this subject called cell and tissue culture. And I'm taking out this syllabus from one of the university in Malaysia. Yeah. Why am I taking out this? Because I just wanted to show how the syllabus can be showing here and eventually match with the SciDirect ebook that can be helped to support based on the syllabus that's showing here. So let's look at the left part on the syllabus. You can see we have introduction, biology of cultured cell, aseptic technique, safety, bioethics, validation. All are these the sub chapters or the subtopics that to be covered within the syllabus in this subjects called cell and tissue culture. So the first thing that came into the mind, the first perception of all the lectures is I wanted to look for the textbook that's supporting cell and tissue culture. Yes, that is not wrong, but nowadays we are more focusing on multiple references in supporting the curriculum or multiple references in supporting the classroom learning in that particular subject. So sometimes I also have how to say, to face some of the situation or the feedback that the lecturer came to me and asked me. I wanted to use ebooks from Elsevier's or from SciDirect to use in my classroom teaching and learning activity. But I couldn't find the suitable books. So when I checked with them, they are actually say that they are finding the book based on the journal, based on the book title. Let's say the subject is called cell and tissue culture, and they are searching it like introductory cell and tissue culture technique, introduction to cell and tissue cultures, basic cell and tissue culture technique. So they are basically seeking or searching the relevant books or textbook based on the perception of what they have. The title of the textbook or the title of the books must be starting with this or cell and tissue cultures, basic tissue culture technique or whatsoever. But let me tell you this, when you look at the right hand side, that what I'm trying to show you here, you look at here, the book's name is called Omics Technology and Bioengineering Towards Improving Quality of Life. And by looking at the title, you might not say that, this is not suitable. I found it not quite suitable because based on the title is nothing relevant or related to cell and tissue culture. But don't judge the books by this title and don't judge the book by this cover. Yeah, when you look at it, one of the chapters on chapter 17, it is focusing on cell and tissue culture, the base on biotechnology. And when you look at the outline, right, you can starting to see whether the outline is fulfilling the subtopics that to be covered in your syllabus or not. So you look at it, cell culture laboratory, aseptic technique, biology contamination, cell cultures, then you will know that you were starting to trigger the interest whether you wanted to read further and find out further on these particular chapters. So you can see this chapter is long, it's huge, and probably it can fulfill majority of the subtopics that listed out in cell and tissue culture syllabus. So what then people say, what about if I would like to find second or third book in supporting the learning of these cell and tissue culture subjects? Yes, it is possible. And again, look at the second books that I can find. It's called An Introduction to Interdisciplinary Toxicology, From Molecules to Man. Again, this book's title, it has nothing to do or nothing to show on cell and tissue cultures as the keywords. But when you look at chapters, one of the chapters from this book, chapter 33, is called Mammalian Cell Culture Model. It teaches the students on the types of the cell cultures and the use of cell culture models, the basic cell culture techniques, all can be found in this book called An Introduction to Interdisciplinary Toxicology. Yeah, so I'm just wanted to show you these two examples. Of course, there are more examples to be shown. There are thousands amount, I think 41,000 of books available in Science Direct for you to search whether which book are the most suitable ones to be used in your teachings and learning activities in classroom. Yeah, so the main message that I wanted to deliver here, when you are looking for ebooks, try not to search the book by its title. Try to search the books by the keywords, and then you filter down later. So don't worry, I will bring you through, I will walk you through together if you have difficulty in searching this for your e-learning or for your classroom teaching and learning activity in using up the e-learning materials for these purposes. So what I was mentioning, multiple references used for a course. So example, this is another chemical engineering course called the subject's called process plant design. Yeah. So there were several references will make up a good course reference material to facilitate the classroom learning. So example, these are the books that has been used by other universities in Malaysia that proven that it is suitable to be used to support the classroom learning for this particular subject called process plant design. And all the materials within ebooks were authoritative, reliable, and peer-reviewed. So as the lecturer, as the academician, we should have no worry on that, on the authenticity and also the reliability of the contents provided by Elsevier Science Directs. So again, I would like to bring back to this point, choosing the right reference. The title of the books may not show the direct relevancy or direct linkage to cell and tissue cultures, but the chapter in the book contains substantial information related to cell and tissue cultures, as what I mentioned and showed you earlier. So please discover the topics of interest by using the keyword search to have more relevant chapters to be appear in Science Direct platforms. So still, I'm repeating this important message, and I will walk you through later on the search. For the books from Science Direct, it not just used for teaching and learning purposes. It is also serving as a technical references for research. Yeah. So example for this citing reference from ebooks in journal articles. So a review article published by this journal called Desalination in June 2019 was cited 49 times, and this article also cited reference from ebook chapters from Elsevier from the books called Membrane Characterization. So some people say that, the chapter from ebook shall not be cited or shall not be included in the writing of journal articles. This is actually wrong. Books can cite journals, and journals articles can cite book chapters as their references. And most importantly, the contents that provided in the ebooks from Elsevier are the premium legacy from the top subject experts. So when you look at the editors, the book editor, yeah, the first one, Matsura Takeshi, what is the total publication number by these authors, and what are the total citations, and what is the current H index? So based on the number of their publication, their citations, and also the H index, you will know how great they are in their field. So example, this would be the example of the contents that you could see inside the in the ebooks of Elsevier Science Directs. So example of the book chapter from ebooks. Yeah, each of the chapter will clearly illustrate the information from top to bottom, start with introduction, analysis, processes, techniques, and as well as other relevant information with clear figures inserted to assist in a clear understanding on the reader when conducting literature review and scientific writings. Yeah, this part is mostly relevant for research purpose. Yeah, so some people told me, what other thing that I can get from books? I say, yeah, if you wanted to compare, yeah, the comparison of methodology that you obtain from journal articles. Everyone knows that the methodology that you obtain from journal article is very, very simplified due to the limitations on the format. Yeah, you are not allowed to write a lengthy part, especially when it comes to methodology. So the methodology that you can be found from the journal article usually in a simplified format. But when you wanted to repeat the same study based on the same methodology, that could be a bit quite challenging. You have to go through a lot of optimization. So how Science Direct ebook can help you to achieve that? Yeah, look at here. Example for those cancer biologists or cancer scientists. I know there are quite a lot of cancer scientists in IMU. Yeah. So if you say that, oh, I wanted to build the animal models mimicking the human cancer. So that is the books called Animal Models in Cancer Drug Discovery. So you can look at the chapter 1 to chapter 18. There are different types of the model on the different types of cancer that can help you to build based on the information on these particular ebooks. And these ebooks called Animal Models in Cancer Drug Discovery. You see the animal model for cancer-associated cachexia, brain tumor models, breast cancer models, how to do the, pancreatic cancer models, all can be found. And this book is just like a recipe for the methodology of the experiment. So this is the beauty part. And this is the exciting part of ebooks that some people may have known it already. If you are not aware yet, well, perhaps this will benefit you more and you can try to explore more after these sessions. Yeah. So these are the part of the ebook provides detailed methodology. Just like a recipe, it tells you what equipment to prepare, what are the background, what are the steps. Yeah. Basically, the step is a very, very detailed step from step 1 to step 10 without summarize it. And it is in a very detailed steps. So for those that I mentioned in journal articles, the methodology is very updated, yes, but it was written in short and concise method. So if you saw an updated methodology, perhaps you would also try your luck to search in the books to see whether it is already published in the books for the details and full set of methodology. So some people may ask me why Science Direct ebooks. Yeah. So let me tell you some of it, some of the benefits. So in Science Direct ebooks, we have a features called topic page. Yeah. That it can help the lecturers in the classroom teaching and learning activity. Yeah. So what is topic page? This is just the introduction. I will show you some of the example later on what it is. Topic page helps students find answer. We have 360,000 topic page in Science Direct Elsevier and across all subject area in STEM. Hyperlink from 5,000 journal article and book chapters on the Science Direct and highly discoverable in search engines. There are 90 million visits on average every month with customer research regularly carried out to ensure optimal user experience. And we uncovered that as high as 69% of topic page users are in fact the students. Yeah, so they are finding the answers, they are finding the definitions of the terms by using these free features provided by Science Direct. So for IMU library actually subscribes to a few subject collection of the ebooks, namely biomedical science and medicine, pharmacology, toxicology, and pharmaceutical sciences, as well as immunology and microbiology. Yeah, so based on these 3 subjects, you can look at it. What are those subjects covering? So in biomedical, of course, is covering biomedical research foundations, research-based content, partnership, precision medicine, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology. And when you are talking about the undergraduate foundational knowledge delivery, will be very much under the foundational course content category. Yeah, it is also covering practical, like the content that support clinical application, method and processes, especially when you are doing the lab class delivery or the research activities. When it comes to pharmacology and toxicology and pharmaceutical sciences, it's covering the same thing like the biomedical science as well. Yeah, it has textbooks, it has ebooks. And the last one is the immunology and microbiology subjects focus. Yeah, under these subject categories, it has like immunology, microbiology, virology, parasitology, cell cultures, vaccine, applied microbiology. So these are all the subject categories that covering under these three subject categories, subject collection of the ebooks that subscribed by the IMU library. So for the fellow of academicians, for the fellow student that attending this session, please make full use of the database, especially ebooks for your teaching and learning activity in the classroom that kindly provided by the library of IMU. Yeah, so I was introducing you the topic page, right? So let me walk you through what is topic page. Yeah, topic page is the tool, is the free features that brought to you by Science Direct Elsevier to understand the content better. How? Yeah, how this tool can help. So we had actually a user case study. What are the tasks associated with reading e-content on screen? And the observation is when user come across with an unfamiliar term or concept in an article, they usually stop reading first. Then they will open up the new browser tab, Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, and then search for definition and background information before they continue the reading. And when they are looking for the background, when they are looking for the definitions, it usually landing in Wikipedia. So as every one of us know, Wikipedia is not the authoritative source that we can cite or we can refer to, because Wikipedia actually is the platform that everybody can go in and edit the answer. Yeah, so as the academician, as the lecturer, we wouldn't want and we wouldn't like and we wouldn't prefer the student to get the information from Wikipedia for their assignments, for their thesis writing and whatsoever. So how we help? So I took one of the example. I took one of the books called Animal Model in Cancer Drug Discovery that I was showing you earlier. I took one of the chapters, chapter 2s. Yeah. So when you look at the red highlight box, yeah, the terms called fallopian tube. Yeah, I'm just putting an example. So whenever you can see the terms with the underlined, which I already helped you to to highlight in the red box, that is usually the terms that you can click. So what happens next when you click? So example, there are a few more also, like in abstract, right? We can see genetically engineered mouse, fallopian tubes, preclinical. So all these are the terms that can be hyperlinked to the topic page. So when you click example fallopian tube, it will bring you to this page called topic page. Yeah. So what you can see from the topic page, number one, you can get the definitions in explaining the fallopian tubes. And the beauty thing is, you will know that these definitions, yeah, came from the books called Obesity and Obstetrics. And it has the abstract from the relevant book chapters, and it links to full text. And if you wanted to know more about fallopian tube, you can also click the Obesity and Obstetrics. Then it will bring you to the further definition, further explanation on that particular terms. If you wanted to read the full chapters or the full text, you can click read full chapters, view PDF, or download the whole books. And we also have the related terms for further discovery in relevant to the technical term that you clicked earlier. Yeah. So I also did promise you, I will walk you through on how to do the basic search on the ebooks in Science Directs. Yeah, so I tried to deliver a message. Try not to search the book by the ebook titles. Try not to search by the book titles. Yeah, um, that's why I will encourage you to go to sciencedirect.com and you put in your keywords. Yeah, search by keyword and not search by book title. Then what you will do, I know that in the classroom learning, we are all required to use the latest 5 years materials or the latest 5-year references or the latest 5 years books to be used as the learning materials. So don't worry, once you click search by keyword, when the result appear in the platform, you can filter by year for the updated references. Let's say for now, you can click 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018, up to 2017. So that will be the latest 5 years of content to be used for your teaching and learning. And then after that, oh, you said, oh, when I click search by keyword, books also came out, journal article also came out. So don't worry, right? In the article types, you can still filter. You can filter encyclopedia and you can filter book chapters. Make sure both included in the filter results. And the next page will be showing the result will based on all your filter. So it will be latest 5 years of the references that came from encyclopedia and book chapters only. Yeah. So I hope or after this session, you all can try it out. Yeah. Anyhow, Library of IMU already subscribed to Science Directs for both books and journal. But today we are focusing much on how to find the relevant references that to be used in teaching and learning, especially e-learning, by using e-materials. So perhaps this will help you to find the relevant ebooks that can be used for your teaching and learning. And also, most importantly, not just lecturer can download it. At the same time, student can also download it concurrently without any cap. Yeah. The student can download it, I repeat, and the lecturer can also download it. And I can share you for some of the effort that what we have done with other university. Yeah. Recently, we have launched a pilot trial with one of the public university in Malaysia in incorporating our Science Direct ebooks into their teaching curriculum. Yeah, so we have achieved the early success for this, and as high as 80% of the lecturers already included Science Direct ebooks into their syllabus, and at the same time, students are also actively using it, which I see this is a very encouraging steps. So perhaps after this, I hope lecturing IMU can also try the similar approach using the e-contents in supporting your e-learning activities in IMU. So those are the part of my sharing for today. After this, I will send this part of the slide to the library. And if any one of you interested, you all can get a copy of the slide of my today's presentation from the library. Yeah, thank you very much.